Add myself to the screen there. Shalom, Israel. What's going on? Just wanted to create a quick lesson, and let me put a disclaimer out real quick. Let's see. Present slides. Oops. Screen. Screen. Here we go. Share this first.
Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act.
All right. There's the Copyright Act. And stop screen share. Screen share. Now that we got the copyright material out of the way, put one of my favorite comments on from a movie that I watched a little time ago. Here we go.
I'm a hard-bodied, hairy-chested, rootin', tootin', shootin', parachuting, demolition, double cap, crimping frogman. There ain't nothing I can't do. No sky too high, no sea too rough, no muff too tough. Learned a lot of lessons in my life.
That is true. A lot of lessons were learned in my life. Let me tell you that.
Never shoot a large caliber man with a small caliber bullet. Drive all kinds of trucks. 2x, 4x, 6x. Those big motherfuckers that bend and go when you step on the brakes. Anything in life worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation's for cowards. I'm a lover, I'm a fighter, I'm a UDT Navy SEAL diver. I'll wine, dine, intertwine, and sneak out the back door when the refueling is done. So if you're feeling froggy, then you better jump, because this frogman's been there, done that, and is going back for more. Cheers, boys.
All right. We got that out of the way. Let's continue sharing. Screen sharing. I'm just learning how all this stuff works, Israel. So bear with me. And here's my bad. When you look at Mexico, when you look at the mountains and the water around it, it really looks mystical. I had a brother, Yakasha from Northern Kingdom Prophets, give a quick lesson on the Jewish Marranos from Spain. This is basically bouncing off of what he said. I'm going to continue the video. And there is crypto Jews. They are Jews, real Jews out there in Mexico. There was this Navy guy who we spoke to a while back, and he was a Caucasian guy, of course, and he knew I didn't eat pork and stuff like that and shrimp. He was asking, man, you like Arab? Oh, nope. And I said, well, I'm a Hebrew, man. Oh, really? He said, really? So yeah. So well, so it's always been down for the people, Jews in Mexico. I'm like, Jews in Mexico, huh? Like thinking, how does this guy know? You know, but this is knowledge that people know. It's not a secret. It's been out there for generations. So continue. See this? See this setting right here? This is a very common setting in Mexico. Very, very common. It's pretty much in anywhere in any part of Mexico. So Eastern European Jews came as well. The Jews from the Balkans and the Syrian Jews from the Ottoman Empire. And I have to kind of add commentary, Israel, because I'm under these guidelines with fair use, so I got to be able to comment in between these slides. When you look at these pictures, they look really wholesome. Women wearing their dresses, and it seems like that they're practicing their customs and stuff, and it all changes really quickly, Israel. With the initial purpose of helping the European Jews escape from the Nazis. We also got to remember that the uh, Germans are also part of this outfit that is persecuting the people in Mexico, and not just the Spaniards. So keep that in mind. With 23 congressional schools, Jewish and Zionist organizations, a radio show. So much more. This is a video I haven't looked at too much, but it's just kind of giving you a background that there was a history with, you know, uh, cryptic Jews, Sephardic Jews in the past. So that will complete that. Let's see. If it's not coming out right, it's my bad. My bad, Israel. This is a very interesting video.
Piece of my heart. Like they tore out my soul.
Yasmin Juarez says her 19-month-old daughter caught a viral lung infection at a U.S. immigration detention site. After neglect and mistreatment during their 20-day maximum stay at the holding center, she says, she and little Marie were released. Days later, Marie died.
That's a beautiful baby, man. It's just sad that a mother has to fight like this with a bunch of strangers. Look at this lady right here.
I wanted to have a better life for her and a better future and work hard so that she could keep growing the way that she was.
Juarez has filed a wrongful death suit against the U.S. government.
I'm so very sorry that we have failed you.
Her case is not unique.
I don't know. People who run government, it seems like there's not really a real regard when it comes to our people. I'm pretty sure she's thinking in the back of her mind that You should have just stayed in Mexico.
Several immigrant children have died in U.S. custody.
This 2-year-old, 105 fever, listless like a rag doll. I looked at her and immediately called our ambulance from our children's hospital to pick her up. She ended up having bilateral pneumonia.
The Democrats who run the House Oversight Panel titled the hearing Kids in Cages, Inhumane Treatment at the Border. That's an indictment of the Trump administration.
How's kids in cages okay? How is that okay? I don't get it. When we talk about these curses, you know, you only really see one group of people to this day fitting it to the T. And people need to stop acting stupid and start acknowledging that we are those people.
Administration's family separation policy. Everyone seems to agree there's a crisis at the border, with Republicans saying it's the crush of immigrants coming to the U.S. and Democrats saying it's the detention policy itself. The name also expresses the outrage over what Democrats describe as jails for children.
We are creating a generation of children that will never forget what we did to them. This type of trauma can't go away.
Wow.
Some Republicans pushed back.
I am frustrated, though, with the title of the hearing. It is a hearing entitled Kids in Cages. What we say and the hyperbole we use matters. I've been to the border many times, and to this day, I have never seen a kid in a cage.
Yeah, can you imagine if they would have seen their own people in cages? I mean, Delta, SEALs, I mean, you name it. Be busting on that door. It just doesn't make any sense, man. You know? And now you have transgender in the military, and oh man, just total shit. Total shit.
A former Immigration and Customs Enforcement chief says it is unfair to blame immigration agencies coping with a surge of Central American immigrants fleeing violence and poverty.
If you don't reduce the flow, you're going to continue to get the same thing that we've seen for the last 7-8 months. It's bad and it's getting worse.
Arrests at the border fell 28% in June.
Look at that.
But with the Trump administration,
it's enough to have a person handcuffed, but to take him down where he can't even break his fall, I think is totally disgusting. It's totally disgusting, man.
saying it plans raids on undocumented families living in the U.S. fairly soon, the crisis at the border and in detention centers continues. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Well, I'm just telling you guys right now, our people kind of need to wake up from this mess. And we need to stop thinking it's okay for us to be in a position where we can be ran over by these people. And these people disrespect us. They work us to the bone. And then they don't want to pay us. It's, you're going to have to take them to court. You can't, hold on to their keys. Let's just say you're working on their car. They'll figure out a way not to pay you, and it's a constant, curse with their people that it almost seems that it doesn't fit any other one, any other person in this world. So let's see, let me get this cat to quiet down a little bit. So I'm sorry about that. I don't know. It almost seems that there's these little. Well, actually, I learned today. Let me just share this with you. Um, my brother just told me this today because now that he knows the truth, and his white friend knows who we are, he gave him some interesting information. Um, there's something called 1488. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with it, but a lot of people who are, you know, of the Caucasian race, I guess you can say, know about the 1488 meaning. And let's just kind of go into it a little bit. Let me read a little bit of it. What does 1488 mean? 1488, along with variations, is a secret code used by neo Nazis and other white supremacists to identify and signal their ideology. Who would have knew? You know what I'm saying? This is very interesting stuff. The numbers 14 and 88 are used in variation combinations and are coded by the neo Nazis and white supremacists to broadcast hate speech in a covert manner to show their alliance with others in their movement. The number 14 refers to David Lane, a notorious white supremacist leader and a murderer, who at one point issued 14-word statement. We must secure the existence of our people and the future of white children. Lane also stated, who was incarcerated for various crimes, including assassination of a Jewish radio host, wrote in famous words in 1985, while in prison, he ultimately died in prison in 2007. The number 88 refers to the fact that H is the eighth letter of the alphabet, so HH is for 88, and it stands for Hail Hitler. Man, I'm telling you, man. He would have knew this. He would have knew. You know what I mean? As part of the historic Nazi salute, essentially 1488 is a callback to these two figures and their racial ideologies. Man, I was like asking my brother, man, how the hell did you figure this out? He's all this. He told me. Darren told me. I was like, wow. When you start looking into this stuff, man, it the rabbit hole keeps just getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And my apologies, Israel. I've been doing a lot of schoolwork and stuff like that, so I've been out of the picture for a while, and um, I have some very interesting books I bought, so I'm going to be digging into those pretty soon, and some of it will be maybe to not to your liking, but it's literature that is out there, and we're finding out now that with different firmaments out there, it almost seems that it makes you wonder if space is even real. um it might sound crazy, it might sound it might sound interesting, but you guys are going to be diving in with me on a couple of books, and we're going to read it together. We're not going to omit pages. We're not going to um, change any words. We're just going to go word for word, and you guys are going to go through the knowledge that I go through, and we're going to understand it together. Of course, I'm going to probably be asking you guys what are your thoughts, and to see if they're able to, we can come to a consensus about how um, everything is made, what we've been told and what is real and what's not real. So I appreciate, you guys in the chat. Good, bad comments don't matter. Just lay them in there. Let's see. Let's get into the word real quick. Where's my Bible? Let's see here. I was given a lesson on my first lesson yesterday, and for somewhere for some weird reason it was not recording. I mean, that's just how shit goes, I guess. All right, we're gonna talk about the hidden ones. Okay. Um, oh God. Hey, welcome, Rashawn. Welcome, Butthead. Welcome, Morena. ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Um, yeah, you can put football all you want, man. I'm not gonna lower myself to your frequency, so yeah, you can say any negative thing you want. It's just gonna bounce off me like water, man. So, um, I guess my first lesson is gonna be on the hidden ones, and we're gonna start on Exodus, the first chapter. Exodus. Movements of the people. All right. I'm gonna have it read out loud, so I don't have my dyslexic self adding or taking away from the words. So here we go. Let me go and get this highlighted so I'm able to read, what I want to read really quick. Here we go. Hopefully this thing will work. Oops. Bear with me, Israel. All right. And shout out to Yakasha, Northern Kingdom Prophets, man, helping me out, get started. It's been a while, so let's see. Settings. Virtual. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. Just going to read out loud.
The Book of Exodus, Chapter 1. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man in his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Issachar, Zebulun, and Benjamin. Dan and Naphtali, Gad and Asher. And all the souls that came out of the loins of Jacob were 70 souls. For Joseph was in Egypt already. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed.
Let me go ahead and stop right there. Does anybody know the story of Joseph? What happened with Joseph? You guys can put on the comments. And is Joseph the northern or southern kingdom to you guys? Go ahead and put that on the comments too. I'm not sure if you guys know the story of Joseph, but of course there was 12 tribes. You read in Exodus, in the early chapters of Exodus. Actually, in Genesis, and my bad, we find out that Joseph was sold. he was sold into slavery. And when he was picked up by some of the Ishmaelites, and then he went into Egypt, apparently he gained favor with Pharaoh, you know, and he became ruler of, parts of Egypt, And there was a time where, the tribes and Isaac needed food, and they went into Egypt, not knowing that Joseph, their brother, who they sold into slavery, was the king. And he didn't give him the information that, hey, I'm your brother. He kind of played with it, You find out in the story that he made his brother suffer. Um, and then later on, he finds out that I am Joseph, your brother, the one you stole into slavery. Um, out of all the 12 tribes, Joseph was, I believe, the hidden one in the Bible, because he was able to make dreams and able to tell, if you're able to forecast dreams, that's a dimension in time where um, a lot of people are not privy to, especially if you're in the word of the Most High, like, and practicing, like, like how Joseph was doing. He had knowledge, he had foresight of the future, and his brothers hated him for that, and that's the reason why he was sold into slavery. And we find out, a lot of that is still going on to this day, and our people are being mistreated. They're, I'll give you an example. My brother, he's a mobile mechanic, working on beamers and stuff, and did some work, changing out some I guess a fuel pump. I guess he had to drop down the tank of a gas tank of a beamer and got that thing running. And the white man, of course, he found out a way not to pay him. And I was in the I'm slowly transitioning into the IT industry, but I was on automotive industry also, and I told him to hold on to the keys, if the customer don't pay you. And he did just that, and the guy ended up calling the police and stating that he was liable for stolen property, for keys. He explained the story to the police officer, stating that he did work for him, and he can check his car, the car starts and all this other stuff, and this guy doesn't want to pay me. And of course, the white officer said that that would be a small claims um, problem. I think if it was us and the tables would turn around, you would have police busting the goddamn door down and wanting to take us to jail just for not paying the white man. Or the white man would have kept our keys and kept our car if we weren't able to pay. And let's just say something catastrophic happened. You just got your check, and all of a sudden you get robbed, and that money was supposed to be used to get your car out of the shop. Stuff like that does happen, and it's very unfortunate that our people don't have a plan to get out of certain situations like this. And I can tell you this: we're the only nation right now that's suffering and don't have a solution to a problem. Even the land belongs to us. Every person who's living on the land who's not native to the land is a squatter in the land. I don't care how you cut it. If you don't belong here, you don't belong here. And you guys need to acknowledge that. I mean, I don't know why in the hell people keep bullshitting and acting like we're the fucking illegals. We're not the fucking illegals, man. We're fucking native. We're native to this land. Then a very interesting concept my brother did too is I was on a live with him and he was working on a vehicle. Esau comes by. He goes, "Hey, what's up, Esau?" And the guy goes, "What?" So, "What's up, Esau? What's up, man? How you doing?" Esau responds, "Not doing too bad, man. How you doing?" When I seen that, man, it was like a revelation, man. I'm gonna just start calling these people by their goddamn name. Why not? They know who they are. They know who we are. Why don't we just start changing things, Israel? Call them by their real name and let them know that where's your green card? Well, I was born here. I was born here. How can you ask me for a green card? I was born in Texas. Ha ha ha. No, what about your ancestors? How about your ancestors before your ancestors? Where do they come from? Trust me, you don't get a goddamn word from them. Not one. But they're so quick to call the police on us. They're so quick to have us put in cages. They're so quick to say that we steal jobs on jobs they don't fit. Americans, black or white, don't feel like doing. We do it for you. And it seems that the hidden ones, just like Joseph, it almost seems like a replay of history. And it sucks that my people are not waking up from the slumber. You know, it almost seems that they're happy where they're at. And I don't understand why people have the mentality to be happy where you're at. I don't understand why you can't just evolve and change and do better and do better and do better and do better. You know, I agree. You know, the ghetto is the safest. It is the safest place on the planet. You know, it's true because all the white people got all the guns. Can you imagine? You know, moving to an area where you're surrounded by Caucasoids. You know, you can't do anything. They're recording you. They are conspiring against you. You get a letter at the door stating that I don't like your sound system. I don't like your fumes from your car. I mean, these devils think of anything to say. And we need to wake up from these curses, Israel. You know? And let me go ahead and just keep reading here. Um, you know, it states in the Bible that our land will be taken away from us, the water will be taken away from us, our cattle was going to be taken away from us. And it's just when you see the pictures of all the buffalo, would it almost look like a mountain of bones, of buffalo bones. And then imagine the cold winters when the Spanish came and you are being forced out of your home. You don't have your blanket no more. You don't have your sweater anymore. You don't have your socks anymore. Everything that was in your home has been relocated. You've been relocated. Now you're freezing. The women and the children are looking to the men to help them, and the men are being killed. They're being slaughtered off. And then you are given these blankets, and you grab these blankets. Oh my God, this is like God sent, man. I got these blankets. I'm gonna stay warm. I'm gonna be with my family. I'll be with my mom, even my sister. I'm gonna stay warm, and all of a sudden you die of disease. I really don't know. You know, a lot of people fought for this country, man. And it sucks that everything that we were told was a goddamn lie. And it sucks that everything that you were told it was, that was a lie, and you find out that it was a lie. It hurts, It really does. It really hurts. It hurts. And this is the reason why I'm over here trying to help my people out, man. Because I don't want to repeat history. I'm not sure, it's not right, for people to suffer. It doesn't matter what color you are. You could be white or black, Asian. I just don't like seeing people suffer, man. And having the land taken away, and then we hear that we joined a British, kind of like a NATO type formation of, I guess, established government where you have your own currency and blah 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 blah. Well, anyways, the word is out that Russia and China would like to give back the land to the Native Americans. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? I don't know, man. It almost seems like it's a dream, like it would never happen. But the Most High's ways are perfect, And I get people telling me, so you're gonna let this God from the sky put you on the land that belongs to you, or give you a blessing that would be something that would be a testament of God's power. And it almost seems like they don't want us. They really don't want us to know. Um, my father, he was telling me, because he's from Durango, Mexico. So you can't get any Mexicano than that. Durango, Mexico is very, very deep into Mexico. His wife is from Guadalajara, and I remember when I was younger, he would tell me stories that we had the greatest mathematicians, we had the greatest sciences, we had the greatest arts, and I remember being 15 or 16 years old, and kind of like, you know, at that age, you don't really care about those kind of things. And now that I'm older, and half of my life has been used, I kind of classify life into three quarters. You have 1 to 25, 25 to 50, and then 50 to 75. So I'm 2 quarters of my life there. And I pray the Most High gives me another quarter, you know, because I really want to wake up my people, man. I want to be here when the glory of the kingdom comes. I want to see my enemies destroyed. Um, I really want to see my land back. I want to see the people who are crying. I want to see them happy again. And I'm gonna keep continuing on the word of the Most High, because that's the reason why I make this lesson, not to kind of politicize this podcast, but just to give a lesson. So let me deviate from that real quick, and if we can go into, I think, my apologies. We're gonna go into the Joseph Joseph in the first chapter, real quick. And on this one, I'm going to go and just read it. Hope you guys are having a good day. Hope everything is well. Learn to love one another, help one another. Let's see. Slovakia, Israel. Joshua, the first chapter. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua and to Nun, Moses' minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now, therefore, arise and go over this Jordan, thou and all this people unto the land which I have give them. I I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. All praises for that. Every place that is sole of your foot shall tread upon, that you should be given unto you. And it said it from Moses, from the wilderness and from Lebanon unto the great river Euphrates, and the land of the Hittites, and the great sea toward the going down of the sun, it shall be your coast. Um, I'm just wondering, where is that coast where the sun sets itself at? I know it's not the parts of because you got to remember Moses was in Egypt, I guess at the time where they were kind of living in the land of I believe it's Ut. I believe. I'm trying to remember everything. I'm just trying to remember everything and really can't remember. So I better not add to that there. The land that was given to us, now it's no longer ours. I think that I'm praying, that the Most High has a certain alignment on the planets where history will be repeated and we would get our land back. I'm not sure how this would all work. It's just a thought. You know, not the Most High. Really don't know how he thinks, but can you imagine? All it took was the alignment of a planet or something, or alignment of the stars to get the land back. I don't know. I don't know. Yakasha, man, from Northern Kingdom Prophets, man, like spun my brain around. So very interesting stuff, man. And I'm gonna have a better lesson. This is pretty much like a test. Um, Trying to get my feet wet on this whole thing, but I hope you guys kind of learned something from it, And let's see. Hmm. Okay, Dana. You can't be deceived, man. You can't, man. It's just don't like stupid, There's a small Islamic version in Shabbos. I'm surprised it's hard considering. Yeah, I agree with you, Butthead, for sure. It's that was a funny one. Shalom, Joe. Just stopping by. Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that, Raina. Yeah. I appreciate you guys coming by, man, and just giving me support and kind of I'm gonna have better lessons for sure, and keep the commandments, and let me go and get that precept real quick. Oh, come on. All right. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Shalom.